Hello guys, good morning. Coffee? So today I felt guided to talk about the pros and cons of social media, so-called. It's, of course, it isn't really social at all because it's pretty much all owned by the forces of darkness, but I mean, social media makes it sound really innocuous. It makes it sound like, oh, it belongs to the people, you know. But that's bullshit. Now, there are pros and cons, there are ups and there are downs, there are goods and there's bads in social media. But one thing that I do notice predominantly about it is people coming out with shit like, oh, I have all these friends on Facebook. And it's like, well, they're not really your friends. I think I've got 73 Facebook friends, and of those 73 people, I would say 60 are just dead weight. They never post anything on my Facebook page. They never give me any likes or anything at all. They just, it's as if they're just non-existent. The rest of them are good people, and I actually, you know, we share things and we have a sort of connection. And I say sort of, because again, on YouTube, you know, and I thank you all for being my subscribers, and some of you leave fantastic comments, and I do feel a real connection with you. Somebody called Red Herring left a fantastic comment. I think the guy writes songs, again, wonderful, and you have really good energy, and I sense you across the waves, as it were. I've made a couple of friends on you know, on YouTube, but not many, and I get a lot of comments as well. No, and actually that's not right. I do get mostly really good comments, and I actually very rarely get a thumbs down. But the other day I got a comment from somebody complaining about the length of my videos and saying that when you talk, you leave us with more questions than answers, and you should be giving us answers, and you're just like the mainstream media. And it was verbally, actually, it got quite verbally abusive, and you know, I had to delete and block. It turns out this person wasn't even subscribed, right? And it's like all the narcissists and the psychopaths and the sociopaths crawl out of the woodwork on social media because they're cowards, and they don't actually have anything going for themselves. They're not doing the work because they're just, you know, they're not interested in doing any kind of work. They are full of hate and full of bile, and they just want to spread that all over social media. Now, there are good people on social media as well, but here's the thing, guys. How do you know who's who? How do you know who's who and what is what? You go on YouTube, right? You watch all these videos with all these conspiracy theories about this is going on and that's going on and that's going on, and this is what happened in the past and that's what happened in the past, and this ancient civilization, and oh, the mud flood, or Tartaria, or humans were once this, or we once that, or we went here, or we went there, or they never landed on the moon. The earth is flat, the earth is round, the earth is a cube. It's real, it's not real. It's about consciousness, it's about this, it's about that. We're all slaves forever and ever, and evil always wins. We're literally bombarded by a barrage of people's theories. It's all conjecture, all of it. Truly, it's all conjecture, right? It's conjecture. And I wrote something down about that. It's probably, you know, and we're all messed up. But social media is really eliciting the poison from the human soul, well, the non-souled humans and the souled humans alike, because I know souled people. In fact, myself, I know my own poison. It's become quite apparent over the last couple of weeks. Things that I didn't even realize I still had in me. And it's like, wow, shit, really? right? But I'm somebody who does the work. I'm somebody who's willing to face up to my demons, such as they are, and to work through that and process that and learn to love myself and learn to forgive myself and learn to surrender, or to resist and sit like a pig in shit for days, if that's how it goes, if that's how the cookie crumbles, and then eventually it gives way to a lighter feeling. You know, I take it as it comes. And that's kind of my point, because everywhere, all over YouTube, you have these channels claiming to know the spiritual process, the spiritual journey, all the do's and all the don'ts, like there's a fucking manual for this shit. And there isn't. There is no manual for it. There's no manual at all. Oh, just let go. Yeah. Just surrender. Just trust, because if you don't trust, you can't receive. And all of this shit. And it's like, fuck off. Shut the fuck up. Fuck off. Right? Because some of us are really, really going through it. We're literally on our fucking knees begging for mercy. So unless you're there with me, groveling, then shut the fuck up and fuck off. Don't talk to me. I've got a knife. You know what I mean? It's like that. There is no manual, you know, people. There is no manual at all. There is a map. It's a very individual map. You need to learn to read your synchronicity. And that map is tenuous at best. The map is not the territory. But again, that's another nuance of social media. Social media is a bit like the 12th monkey effect. Is it the 12th monkey or the 5th monkey? How many monkeys? I don't know how many monkeys. 2, 1, 6, 9, 12, 15 monkeys, right? The 12th monkey effect. And it's a bit like that. Wetico loves systems like that. It loves the internet because it can spread like a virus. It can infect itself, it can lodge itself, permeate itself throughout the internet, and it can literally infect people. Have you noticed how triggered you get by Facebook, by YouTube, by just the sluggishness and the obstructionism of tech in general anyway? Do you know what I mean? When you're really depressed and you just can't take anymore, and it's like, that is the last fucking straw, right? You're there with your brick and, right, you know, it's just insane. It's insane. Whenever I get a request of somebody on my YouTube page now asking me to email, I have to be very careful, because in the past I've actually said, yes, let's do that, rather quickly, before really feeling it out intuitively, which I do now and I have to. And I've come across a few very, very toxic people indeed, narcissistic, horrible sociopaths, or people that just want, suck, give me, and give absolutely nothing back. Can't be doing with any of that. If you don't have strong boundaries, the internet is a treacherous place. You don't know who you're dealing with, people. Anybody can claim to be anything, and people all give you a facade. The truth, the essence of a person is not something you're going to find on YouTube. Not even with me. You don't... Oh shit, that silly, horrible hairstyle again. You don't see me in my day-to-day life. You know, it's very easy to see videos, say, by me, you know, my little insignificant YouTube channel. I don't think or claim it to be anything other than what it is, just me talking about my own inner processes. That's it. But even then, some people tend to put you on a bit of a pedestal. Some people think, oh yeah, Anika. And like, why isn't Anika giving us all the answers? Well, that's because I haven't got the answers, people. You know, and if I did have the answers, they would be answers for me, not for you. So go and sort your own life out and find your own answers. You know, you may have to fucking crawl through the shit of your inner being to get it. You know, to find your holy grail of consciousness. You may have to, in fact you probably will, because we're all really fucked up. There's no fucking doubt about that whatsoever at all. We're not sane, we're not whole, And we're not full of compassion and wisdom and we're not. We're really fucking broken. You know? But we're still deserving of love, and we're still deserving of healing, and we're still deserving of transcendence, and we're still deserving of entering the paradise. Of course we are, but the point is that you cannot enter heaven with the consciousness of hell. I've said this many times before. Can't be done. We still have a lot of hell consciousness, and the internet of things, or just social media, is full of hell consciousness. There's so many people, they're just full of themselves, and their ego just takes over in a massive way. I call that the fake persona rather than the ego. Right? Because the ego is a necessary component of being here. It's the I am. That's ego. Is Aries. I am. Fair enough. Yes, here we are. Well, can we prove that we are here? No, we can't actually. Ouch, this hurts. Well, yeah, doesn't mean you're here. Again, you know, it gets really tenuous. It gets really nebulous. It gets really mystical. But no, social media. It's like, oh, I'm connecting with all these people from around the world. The only time that I truly connect with a person is when I'm sat next to them or across from them, and we have physical proximity, and we are able to be tactile with one another. We touch hands. We look into each other's eyes. I can read that person. I allow that person to read me. We exchange. Right? But people seem to have forgotten that. As of necessity, soul travelers are scattered around the globe, the disc, the cube, the fuck knows what. We're scattered, right? So we are left with only one way to connect, and that is via the internet. So we do, and we do the best we can. But it behoves us to be aware of all the pitfalls that lie therein. We have to be people. We have to be that. We have to be aware that not everybody is what they appear to be. Is what they say they are. 1 minute, you know, they're like your best friends, and oh, we get on so well, and oh, I really like this person, and you, and then they reveal themselves to be something else altogether. And you know what I've said about the field morphing. This happens a lot as well. You know, situations come up, or you meet people online, and they're one thing, and then it's another thing, and it's like, whoa. So it's best not to have very high expectations. It's best to allow things to take their course, which is very difficult to do if you're feeling very vulnerable, and if you're going through a really tough time. Having a YouTube channel is not an easy thing. I get a lot of really good comments, and I feel a strong connection with those people. It gladdens my heart, and it actually has helped me a lot over the last 1.5 years that I've had this YouTube channel. And I'm grateful for that, you know, and I owe whoever's left those wonderful comments, whoever you are, wherever you are, I thank you for it. I want this YouTube channel to be a place where people can come and leave comments that are uplifting and supportive for me, for themselves, for other people. I want this to be a place that is focused on love, on wisdom, on compassion, on communion, and on let's work together. Let's commune with one another as best we can in these dark times. Right? That's why I share of my own process as I do. That's why my channel is not black and white, and it's not about one thing only. It isn't. It's about my process, my journey. And I change, because truly souled people do change. They don't just stay the same. They're not just focused on one thing and one thing only, like so many YouTube channels are. They just focus on one particular conspiracy theory. My channel is about the mud flood. Well, that's great, and thanks for that, but what's happening on your inner planes? Are you learning? Are you transcending? Is your consciousness being cleared? Are you getting more intelligent? Because that's one thing that the purging, you know, all the shit that we go through, the horrendous depression, the diseases, all of that. Believe me, people, it's about purging, you know. Some of you are there, some of you are very ill, and you're wondering if you're actually going to make it. I know this. Believe it or not, the last few days I've felt that way as well. I feel like, am I actually going to make it? Because I've been so depressed. And this is the point. I do these videos, right? In the few moments that I have where I actually feel a bit better, because I want to keep sharing from the hinterlands, as it were, about boy people. I've been so depressed. I've literally felt acutely suicidal. Of course, I'm not going to do anything silly. I've got cats and whatnot. So I won't do that. But I really have felt that way. Because it is now so acutely painful to be in this world. It is. And not just that, but my own situation in life is precarious, to say the least. For most of us, that is the case. You know, what we want love. We want safety. A lot of us crave safety, you know, because we've never had it, because nobody is safe in this world, you know, we're not. We're perennially targeted and we're perennially abused and manipulated and gaslit, right? We have to work for a living, which is all wrong, just to get the basic necessities, which is all wrong. Shouldn't be that way. Those things, I'm not saying they should be entirely free, but we all have abilities, we all have gifts. We would work in communion with everybody else. We wouldn't have to work much at all in order to produce everything that we all need. Food, clothing, shelter, etc. Creating the most beautiful, I mean, we could get really creative. You know, money is not a necessity. There don't have to be any money. Money is something that the evil ones have invented to keep us all trapped. They've stolen everything from us, everything, and they've enslaved us in the system, which is a prison. But anyway, I've spoken about that, and I don't want this to lead on to more victimhood, more, yeah, they're doing it to us. They are doing it to us, it's true, but you know what? We don't exactly know who they are, where they are, what they're doing, and why. We don't know any of that. Like I said, it's all conjecture, people. It's all conjecture, and it's all very subjective. Very subjective, it really is. More and more now, what is becoming clear to me is that my consciousness needs to be exalted. My consciousness has been, what's the word? It's just been stuck in the mundane reality programming, which is trauma based, which is where Wetico lives, as it were. It's made my consciousness sick. It's infected. It's infected with victimhood, with powerlessness. It's infected with envy. It's infected with hatred. It's infected with rage, with self-hate. It's infected with a lack of creativity, with a lack of imagination. It's infected with the addiction that, oh, I just want to stay in the dark. Evil always wins, there's nothing I can do, I'm just going to stay in the dark. At least I will not be disappointed, because if I trust and I get a knife stuck in my back, I'm never going to live it down. But staying in the dark perennially brings about the same results. It's the dark catch-22. And it's not as if we consciously choose to linger there either, you know. It is, like I said, ethereal implants that keep us trapped. And I honestly believe that these energetic traps that are keeping us on those lower bandwidths, on the bandwidths of hell consciousness, as it were, are now being dissolved. But when that happens, oh, fuck, it hurts like fucking hell. I've been getting a lot of really acute pain all around here, and yet there's nothing wrong with my stomach. I've had tests and there's nothing wrong, and you'll find it. You can go to the doctors, moronically stupid that they are, but they'll never find anything wrong. We are in a situation where we have needs that are no longer met by doctors, by dentists, by anything in the system, where even natural medicine isn't really helping anymore. Because our problems stem from our hell consciousness, from our wetico consciousness, our diseased consciousness, is what is making us sick. And the only thing that is going to heal us is miracle consciousness, or heaven consciousness, or call it what you will. And that takes commitment, that requires us to make that choice over and over and over again. To trust that there is a higher power, which is us. We are that power. Our true self, the sentinel. But I also call it the Great Mother. And there is a higher power that wants to come in, that is here already. That is guiding this process. That is healing us. It's a teamwork. It's teamwork. You know, we are doing our bit, and our true self is doing our bit. But it's very hard when you're in the dark and you think this is all there is, 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 this is all there is. The dark generator, which is Wetico. It's so complicated, people. I know. And then there is the internet. Because the internet, where do we go? We no longer go to the libraries, you know. We haven't got the ability, the well-being, the mental well-being, the eyesight to be able to read through books, to get the information that we seek, and to find out that after reading through a whole book that, oh, that's just one person's opinion and actually they're full of shit. Oh, I've just wasted a week of my life, you know. So we go to the internet. And the internet is fertile soil for both positive and negative. And we do not always know which is which. Because we have consciousness that as yet is easily manipulated. We've been manipulated our entire life. It's all we know. So boundaries are very important, and trusting our intuition. I'm pretty good nowadays with regards to that. I sense what I'm dealing with. And make no mistake, anyone who leaves shitty, word salady, narcissistic comments underneath any of my videos, you're just going to be deleted and you're going to be blocked, because energetically speaking, this channel is mine, my space. It's not welcome in any way, any shape, any form. But I'm not going to engage in hating anybody, because I know full well that we're talking about very, very wounded people, or NPCs, or trolls, or system, or whatever. Either way, I have a choice what I do with these things. We always have a choice to do with whatever comes our way. And that kind of brings me to another thing. Bit of a ramble this morning, guys. I do that a lot, don't I? Bit of a rambler. Life, as we experience it from day to day, the things that happen, the people that come into their lives, the things they do, the things they say, our interactions, everything in life, I believe, is there to show us the way. It's telling us things about ourselves as well, like so many things. And if we're busy reacting and hating, we're not going to learn those lessons. We feel that we need to react, we feel that we need to hate, because it's our defense mechanism, you see. It's a very strong defense mechanism. We feel that love does not have any discernment, and that love does not have the power of protection. We feel that infinite unconditional love perhaps is stupid and will just be tolerant of all kinds of abuse. But that is actually not the case, because if you think about it, you spent most of your life not being awake. For a lot of you, because you're empaths, so you spent most of your life, yes, being nice, but being stupid, being yourself full of crap, and following the path of hell consciousness just like everybody else has done, right? And there's this impetus that wants you to stay with that saying, oh, that is the way, be reactive, because that's what will keep you safe. Well, if you think about it, has it kept you safe? It hasn't kept me safe, I know that much. It's drawn all kinds of poison into my life. And that happened because the poison within me drew the external poison. So that I was able to see, I see what's happening. What are you attracting into your life? What is happening? It's there because it's trying to show you what you're doing. It's trying to show you about your own consciousness, about your own behavior. And it isn't always straightforward. Like they say in the New Age, oh, like attracts like. It isn't quite like that at all. Like I used to have a friend many years ago, and she was a really toxic person actually. This is a long time ago. I wasn't really aware when I met her that she was that way, but then I found out that she was. And for a long time I was like, well, I don't understand why I got involved with this person, because I am not that way. I'm an empath. I don't behave that way. And like attracts like, so I don't understand it. But I understand it now, in hindsight. I understand. And actually, she was a great teacher. And I do not... I don't regret meeting her. She was a fantastic teacher, and we had some really fun times together as well, and I'm really grateful to her for showing me some incredibly good things about myself, about needing to set boundaries, because she would just totally take the piss, right? And I had no boundaries, so I would let her. And then I would be, it's a long story and I don't really want to go into it, but suffice it to say, the people that hurt us the most in our lives, the people that are vicious, abusive, or whatever they are, the narcissists, whatever they are, my mother, that woman, loads of people I've met, loads of people you'll meet. You can hate them, you can rage against them and not learn a fucking thing. Or, with infinite unconditional love, you can step back from that and ask yourself this one question. What is this? Why is this happening, and what can it teach me? What is the lesson here, people? That's what you can do. You can still feel the hate, you can still feel the rage, and you can process that. Don't project it outwards, don't bother, it won't do you any good. And do it with a view to processing it, and then eventually, when you're ready, letting it go. Do it in a healthy, supportive, self-loving way. Don't take that hate and that rage and project it onto others and put it out there in the world, because the world's already bearing the brunt of all this nastiness anyway. It doesn't need any more negativity and any more poison. It doesn't. So it's in you. There's been a reaction, you've been mistreated, you've met a narcissist, you this or that or the other, or something, whatever the system has done this to you, whatever event or person has made you feel like absolute shit, whatever it is. Feel the feelings that it brings up and ask yourself, what is the lesson here? What is this about? What is it trying to teach me? And do that, go there. And yes, feel the hate, feel the rage, do your thing, do it in the safety of your own home, or go out into nature and scream. Do that. Learn. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is meaningful. Everything is a teacher. I know this is hard because I feel that way. It's like I'm here and and this is another thing that you get on the internet. There is this whole awareness thing, isn't there? It's like, oh, now we're aware of so many things that are happening globally that we would not have been aware of before the internet. So there's a lot of shit happening, obviously. A lot of really dark, horrible stuff. And we see all the images of it everywhere, on YouTube, on all the websites, it's on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, everywhere you go, everywhere you look, there are images of horrific abuse of people, of animals, of nature, and it literally is doom, 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 like we're being, right? And and these people say, well, yeah, we have to, because we have to be in awareness. And it does serve a purpose on the one hand, that it is seriously, obviously there is more awareness now. People are looking at it and wow, I didn't know that. Okay, But it gets to a point where it literally just becomes abuse, because there's not a fucking thing that you can do. And it makes you feel utterly hopeless. And a really deep, dark, viscous sense of despair sets in. That is the 12th monkey effect as well. That's how it works. That's the underbelly of it, you know. Oh yeah, there's no hope. Look what evil's doing. Look how powerful it is. And the sense that somehow we are all complicit. It's your fault. It's your fault for not being able to do anything about it. Look, this world will die screaming. You will all die screaming. I came across this little kind of cartoon, and it made it on YouTube again, and the title made it sound really wise and really good, and it was all about some sort of prophecy made by some indigenous tribe. It's always some fucking indigenous tribe, you know, who made a prophecy, and oh, if it's indigenous people, then it must be true because they're so wise and pure and perfect, you know, which is, again, it's fucking bullshit. Utter nonsense. Just because you're Native American doesn't mean you're this wise, spiritually exalted individual. They used to club each other over the head as well. They used to have warfare. They used to steal each other's women and each other's horses. Hello. I get so sick of all of that bullshit, man. It's just like, shut up and fuck off. I've got a knife. But yeah, this prophecy, and it's like, oh yeah, it was made by ancient Egyptians, and it was found on a stone tablet, so it must be the truth. And it was written by, it was read out by Graham Hancock, you know. So it was all about how humanity has forsaken the gods and forsaken their piety, and now we're reduced to be the lowest of the low, and God is going to punish us all, and he's going to scorch the earth and start again. And it's like, well, so what's the fucking point of putting that on YouTube? And it had so many likes as well, so many, like thousands upon thousands. So I'm like, so all these people are giving it a thumbs up, their own inevitable demise by this cruel fucking God, who, rather than just killing the wicked, he will indiscriminately just kill us all and kill everything, just like in the Bible, and just start again, because yeah, you're all fucking worthless. This is exactly what we think about ourselves at the core of it. This is wetigo. I'm so worthless, I deserve to be destroyed. We're all worthless. Everything just should just be destroyed. Everything should just be destroyed. Yeah. Global warming, yeah, we're all going to be destroyed. Greta Thunberg, we're all going to be destroyed. We deserve to be destroyed. Prince Philip, you know, I wish if I could come back as another life form, I'd be a virus to kill everybody off. The coronavirus, yeah, we should all die because we're so fucking worthless. Yes, we are. See? That is all the Internet of Things. These clever, underhanded, manipulative, dark, this predictive programming people. Hoo-hoo. Evil. And I see right through all of that, for the most part. I see what it is. I see that it's self-hatred made manifest in the field, because that is really what it is. Our consciousness is creating all kinds of nefarious, nasty shit one way or another. Now, I'm not saying that directly we're responsible for our own demise. That's not it. It's wetigo churning. You know, there's a killer on the road. His brain is squirming like a toad. Take a long holiday. It's in here, people. I feel it so strongly. And you know what? Again, this, like I said, this is a channel just about my own personal journey. And I could be wrong. I'm not saying it's the truth. I'm not saying that. But I've got to go with what I feel deeply within myself. And if anything changes and I'm showing a different way, then I would do videos about that. Because I am a fluid being. Because I change. Because I'm not fixed. Souled people are not fixed. NPCs are fixed. The field is fixed in a way, that is NPCs and things like that, you know. That's why it's obstructionist, because it doesn't want to change, you see. Ouch. Ouch, why did I do that? Do you see what I mean? I've really dry lips of late. I'm sure you've seen me licking my lips a lot. Some people probably say, ah, she's a reptilian! Start sending me hate mail. There was a guy accusing me of being a Mason and making all the funny hand signs. It's like, wow, I wish I was a Mason. I'm just going to pour some more coffee. Wow. Oh. For once, it's not actually bloody raining. Amazing. Yeah. Self-sabotage. Whoa. And dropping things, dropping cups and walking into door lintels and falling over and not being able to remember words, phrases, what you did 5 minutes ago, who you are, where you live. All of this, man. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Oh yeah. And it will all be reflected in the Internet of Things, through that portal we call our computer or our PC, which is a gateway. It's a kind of consciousness in and of itself, reflecting back to us everything that is happening within our psyche, within our fields, the good, the bad and the ugly. And so discernment, discernment, discernment. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Wow, so important, people. Really is. God. Oh, am I going to bleed to death now? You know, like fears are really coming to the surface now. All kinds of weird, Dali-esque almost. You know, Salvador Dali paintings. Really like his paintings. A bit like life. Surreal. Reality, again, that word so annoys me. It's such a stupid fucking word, you know, it's not real in that sense at all. Our perception is completely skewed. This is how reality works, this is how it is, this is what it is. No it isn't, no it isn't, no it isn't, no it isn't. It's far more like a Salvador Dali painting, and then some. It doesn't even make sense in any way or shape or form, not really, it really, really doesn't. It's interesting because earlier on I was talking about native people, tribes and whatnot. Now there's a lot of tribes. There was a guy from some tribe who lives, I think they're Apache, yeah, Apaches, and they live near this mountain range called the Superstition Mountains, where a load of really weird shit happens and a lot of people disappear. You know, and he was talking about all kinds of stuff about, you know, that they have a very rich lore, myths and legends about this, that and the other. Things like giants and very tall red-haired people and very strange experiences of creatures that, yeah, weird creatures. He said like those, like dogs, but with long spiky hair and dressed in capes. He's like, what? Really? Man, oh man. But of course we've got portals everywhere. And those portals, gateways to other worlds and other bandwidths, here, yet not here, here, there and everywhere, whatever. Those portals move about. They're not fixed. They're not like, oh, there's a portal over there, so if you go there you can walk through it. No, they move about. And I think they open or appear subject to a person's level of consciousness. Some people may have very low consciousness levels. They're full of poison, and so they may inadvertently, unbeknownst to themselves, open up a portal that goes into a very dark realm, because their consciousness is a magnet to the realm that lies behind that particular portal, you get? Whereas somebody with a very high level of consciousness who's done a lot of work on themselves may, inadvertently again, open up a portal to a higher realm. But then you'll get David Paulides going, well, this guy, he went for a hike up there and all they ever found was his underwear. They never found him. But he'll be up there in some other world thinking, wow, yay, this is cool, you know. Portals opening, closing, beings from other realms coming into this world, people from this world going into there, toing and froing all the time. This explains to me the missing 411 thing. It's not just one thing. It's like Bigfoot is killing people. No, I think Bigfoot comes into this realm from somewhere else. Sometimes they stay and hang around for a bit, like in the mountains in California. Watch Missing 411 The Hunted. I think it's about £3.50 to rent on YouTube. It's fantastic. And the sounds at the end, called the Sierra Sounds. Ooh, ooh. See? That's amazing. It's amazing stuff. Portals, gateways. I mean, there's people that go missing up on a horse here and are never seen again. But our consciousness level is what it's all about. And the fact that it's purging time now, and oh, it's really hit the fan. The last 5 years have been intense. And the intensity has gotten more intense. So, you know, like you have 2015, hard going, 2016, pretty tough, 2017, fucking appalling, 2018, fuck, I'll do it anymore, 2019, I'm gonna kill myself, I'm gonna do it, and so forth and so on, to every now at the point where it's like, right, one more straw and I'm fucked and I'm finished and I'm done. That's pretty much how I feel. It has to be said. It has to be said. But it's amazing how you think, I can't take anymore. I can't, no. And yet, you fucking do. Now, you can look at that one way or another. You can say, right, the forces of evil are you know, they're keeping us alive so that we can carry on suffering and they can feed off that suffering. And yeah, that may well be the case. But of course, I don't really believe that. Bit of a ramble today, guys. I think, yeah, we cannot enter heaven with the consciousness of hell. We can't. It doesn't work that way. The internet is good and useful for many, many things. I really do believe that. And I'm glad that we have the internet. We can learn a hell of a lot from it. But if we succumb to its nefariousness, if we don't do our inner work and come under its spell, we can get lost in it. And that is where Wettigo lives, isn't it? It really is. It's so yeah, it requires us to continually do the work on ourselves and to take every situation, no matter what it is, every event, every situation, every experience we have with people or with virtual people, trolls, who knows, and utilize that and make it serve us by asking, what is this trying to teach me? It's a map, you see. It's a map. It's showing us the way. It's showing us the way back to a whole, clear consciousness. Our true consciousness, which is our true self. And to that end, we are guided all the way, and all it requires is for us to say, yes, I commit to this. Which is like saying, yes, I commit to myself. Really. I commit to myself. I commit to my healing. I commit to my wholeness. I commit to my own retrieval. I'm going into this hinterland to retrieve myself. Like in that film, What Dreams May Come. And for that I have to go through all the circles of hell. And there are many times where I forget where I came from and who I am and what I am, and I start to really believe, looking around me, that evil always wins. But then, oh yeah, right, okay, ooh, love, I love myself, and yes, I trust my true self to get me through this. I trust my true self to get me through this, to guide this, to keep me safe. It's going to be all right. It's going to be all right again. We truly are soldiers here, people. It's a bit like, you know, the D-Day landings. Man, oh fucking man. And there you are. Choppy fucking sea, the wind blowing. Bullets whizzing by. Screaming, shouting. Death, destruction, blood, body parts. Move it, move it, move it! A bit like that. Or being in the trenches, you know, World War One. This world is insane, people. The internet is full of insanity and full of wettico. Full of it. And Facebook friends are not real friends. And just because somebody seems like a really nice person and makes all these really nice comments doesn't necessarily mean they are. Because when you meet them in person, face to face, and you look into each other's eyes and you spend a whole day together, you'll find that people are very different than what you thought they were. But unfortunately we can't always do that. We cannot always get together because we're scattered. So it's a very good impetus for us to really trust ourselves, to really learn to use our intuition with regards to who and what we're dealing with at any given point when we are in the nets. You know? If your intuition is good and sound about something, then yes, go with it. If your intuition is like, no, this doesn't feel right, even if it seems really right, and yet your intuition is saying, no, I don't like this. I don't know why. This person says all the right things and whatever, but no, something isn't right about that. Then just let it go. It's the same with information and conspiracy theories or whatever, you know, whatever you come across online, wherever it is, whatever it is, whoever it is. We have good intuition. Soul travelers all have very, very good intuition. Use it. And set good boundaries and protect yourselves and honour yourselves. Even whilst you're on this treacherous bloody journey. And know that your true self has your back. You are not alone and everything will be all right. Toodaloo, people.